Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Catholic Central League Girls Soccer, or as I like to call it, Thanksgiving in September, because it's St. Mary's, the Lady Spartans, taking on Bishop Fenwick. They're back together playing football on Thanksgiving. They shut it down for a while, but now they're back. Fenwick in the white, St. Mary's in the blue. Fenwick 4-2-1. St. Mary's 3-2-1. Almost mirror images. Eleni Echeverria in net for St. Mary's. Sky Campbell for Bishop Fenwick. Candice Tangora, the head coach for Fenwick. Patty Curran for the Lady Spartans. As we're underway on a little cloudy, it's been raining off and on, not really raining hard, just kind of drizzling a little bit. It's stopped now. Fenwick pushing it up, and St. Mary's breaks it up. O'Connell knocks it upfield. Skabikas looking for it, trying to get around. Gets by. Looking to kick it deep. It goes clear across field. There's a blue shirt coming up. They got a foot on it. They had to hurry the shot. It was bouncing. It was bouncing way up, almost at least waist high, maybe even higher. And they got under it and kicked it up over everything. Skabikas made that big, long pass. They try to kick it to the near side. It got blocked by the defense. St. Mary's has it blocked again. And we got contact. Fenwick will get the free kick. Headed away by the defense. And pushing it up, getting it, Skabikas. Fiona Dunn knocked it up. Fenwick picked it off. Fenwick's pass too far ahead. St. Mary's pass too far ahead. Knocked away by the defense. They knock it deep. Campbell will come out of the net. Make sure nobody gets to it first. And left-footed, she kicks it away. By everybody, bouncing around. Fenwick gets control. Down the near side, looking for a shot. Knocked it wide left. They got a good bid. Fenwick beat St. Mary's to the ball. And I have to tell you that it's almost impossible to read the Fenwick numbers. They are white shirts with yellow numbers, but they're very light yellow, and it's almost impossible to pick up. In fact, it is impossible to pick up. O'Connell boots it upfield, headed away. Fenwick with it. they get it back at St. Mary's end. Broken up nicely by O'Connell. Cameron Dunn's pass was picked. Now Cameron Dunn knocks it deep, knocks it too deep. It's going to go out of play. Lights have been on for a while. We don't have to worry about the bright sunshine that's been blinding normally at this time of day. Completely overcast. Not a cloud in the sky. Just very gray. And that's a Woomy breaking it up. And it goes out off St. Mary's. Usually on these rosters they list the players, like for Fenwick, where they're from. Like the other night with Everett, we had a Lynn player. It goes out of St. Mary's. Knocking it deep, pass a little bit behind. They throw it deep, and they threw it too deep. It goes out of play. And he didn't see it go out of play. They let it stay. And they keep it alive, and it goes in to the Fenwick bench, and St. Mary's will get the throw-in. I know somebody told me that, like when the ball is going in the net, it just doesn't touch the line. The ball has to be completely in the net. Can't be on the line. It's got to be completely over the line. So I guess the same thing holds on for if the ball's going out of play. It has to be completely out of play. And I guess that was the case there. St. Mary's breaks it up. They boot it upfield. Battling going on, and they call it against Cameron Dunn. Fenwick will get another free kick coming from the 30-yard line. One big hop. Fenwick right back at it. They get around, they take the shot, it's going to go wide left. St. Mary's trying to get it upfield. Skabikas with it. And she knocks it deep. Fenwick knocks it back. Skabikas with it. Trying to get around, get knocked away from behind. And they knock it deep. And he calls St. Mary's offside. Fenwick collects. They knock it deep down the far side, tipped into the middle. Nice defense by Awumi, knocked it away. St. Mary's is not going to get it to save it. Fenwick will have the first corner kick. Paddy Curran, probably one of the most active coaches. He's bouncing up and down that sideline. Coming from the far side. Headed away by St. Mary's. A great shot and a great save. That was going in. That was under the top crossbar, inside the near post. Echeverria dove in the air, caught it, made a great save. Fenwick almost broke the ice. St. Mary's knocking it deep. Weber trying to get there. Gets there, knocks it across. St. Mary's out in front. And it got tipped wide. They didn't take the shot. They tried to make a pass out in front. And it got tipped wide left. Big opportunity for St. Mary's, but they didn't take the shot. Coming from the far side. St. Mary's got a head on it. Fenwick got a head on it. Now Fenwick gets a foot on it and knocks it away. Fenwick takes it back to the St. Mary's end. And it's been here most of this early first half. Throwing it across. Knocked away by O'Connell. St. Mary's will save it. Skabik is trying to get the pass or get knocked out by the Fenwick defense. St. Mary's going to let it go out of play. Blocked again. Fenwick takes it away. He couldn't get through. 3 defenders. It's kicked away. And Fenwick knocks it deep. Foot race. Echeverria comes way out of the net. There was a white shirt going to get there first. And she'll kick it away. Pushing it up, they knock it deep down the near side. They try to center it. Nice defense by Fenwick, breaking up the pass. It gets tipped out off St. Mary's. O'Connell got a piece, but it's deflected right to Fenwick. They knock it deep down the far side. Fenwick will get there. Try to center it. And St. Mary's blocked it. And Fenwick is going to get a corner kick. high in the air, out in front, way up in the air. That's a very nice job. Going high in the air, rebounding, picking it off, and she'll kick it away. She's been busy in this first 15 minutes. Skabikas winds up with it. Gets it to Dunn. Knocks it deep, and they're offside. And that's Laura Weber. Just about a step. Headed away by St. Mary's. Fenwick knocks it back. And St. Mary's. They gave it away. They had the ball. They could have kicked it away. They just tapped it toward the goaltender. And Fenwick stepped in and took it away. Julia Jin, J-I-N. That was, the defense was coming to the ball. It was rolling slowly. St. Mary's, all they had to do was kick it away, kick it out. They just tapped it back to the goaltender. It never got to her. St. Mary's gave that one away. St. Mary's was looking for a takedown. Didn't get it. Fenwick knocked it out. But Julia Jin said, "Thank you very much." And St. Mary's being very gracious hosts. It goes deep. They're going to let it go again to Echeverria, who kicks it away. Fenwick collects. They tried to give it back. They threw it behind the intended receiver. From long range, blocked by Awumi, right on the foot of Fenwick. They get the shot. Echeverria makes the save. So Echeverria had no chance to make that save. She was coming out to pick up the loose ball. And all of a sudden, Jin just tapped it by her. O'Connell got a piece, gets another piece, tipped away. Cameron Dunn tried to knock it deep. She knocked it into the Fenwick bench, but it got tipped by Fenwick. So St. Mary's will get the throw in. So Fenwick leads it 1-0. Skabika's trying to walk in. They're going to call this one. So this is going to be not quite a penalty kick, a little bit deeper, but it's straight on, dead center, from just outside the 15-yard line. Fenwick sets up the picket fence. It got blocked by everybody. Didn't get it up, kept it on the ground. And we got a takedown. They're going to call it against Basta. Right in front of me, kicking the ball, I couldn't swear to that girl's number. Could have been 8, could have been 9. That bright yellow just blends in nicely. You can't read it. Headed away by the defense. Headed back. Awumi kicks it upfield. Off Skabikas. He knocked that right in. Looked like it hit right on the head. That was Weber. I'm glad she's okay. And substitution for Fenwick. Broken up and knocked away. Skabikas with it. Knocks it up the near side. And it got blocked by Fenwick as Cameron Dunn was trying to center it. Halfway through and counting this first half, Fenwick on that giveaway by St. Mary's leading it 1-0. Howard knocks it upfield. And Mary's knocks it back. And they're going to call St. Mary's offside. Headed away. Down the far side. Fenwick pushes it out in front. They get by, they tip it up, but it went wide. It bounced away from Awumi onto the foot of Fenwick, but they had to reach around Awumi. They just got a touch and tipped it wide right. Almost made it 2-0. O'Connell kicks it out of play. Trying to get it up to Alea. Valentina Gregory will throw it in. One of the few numbers I can read. Awumi got a head on it. Fenwick took it away. And in the battle, it got knocked out, I think, by O'Connell. Another corner kick coming for Fenwick from the near side. By everybody. Fenwick keeps it alive. And he banged it off St. Mary's. He'll get another corner kick. Went right by everybody. There was one Fenwick player back there. She banged it out, trying to center it, went off St. Mary's. Now the corner kick will come from the far side. Fenwick got a head on it. St. Mary's gets a head. Still loose. Fenwick, it hit the post. And it went in. It was bouncing around. Nobody could get a foot on it. It hit the post, bounced down, and rolled in. Camille Yanofsky is getting credit for the goal. I'm getting the information from my camera person. I certainly can't see. It goes deep. St. Mary's is going to get there, but at a very tough angle. And he shot it off the side of the net. They could have, there was nobody around. They could have walked in closer and maybe got a better shot. But they knocked it off the side of the net. So that was just a skirmish out in front. Echeverria got a piece. When she tipped it, it hit the crossbar, bounced back down, and there were 2 or 3 blue shirts right there, and nobody touched it, and it bounced in. So 2 very giveaway goals by St. Mary's has put them in a hole. Cameron Dunn trying to get around. Dumps it down the far side. And he tried to center it. Fenwick got a piece and knocked it out. St. Mary's will get a corner kick. Headed in. St. Mary's gets back in it with the corner kick. We think it was Lukens. We'll try to find out. But it's now 2-1. St. Mary's cutting into that 2-0 deficit. The corner kick was perfect out in front. And St. Mary's got a head on it. And tipped it home. So the hole gets less deep. Back to O'Connell. Nice little shift. They tip it ahead. Couldn't collect. It goes deep. St. Mary's looking to get there. Fenwick broke it up. And Fenwick thought they were getting the ball. They were getting set to kick. They call it out off Fenwick. St. Mary's will get a corner kick. Let's see if they can do it again. By everybody, they call it. The player went down, and they're going to call a penalty kick. Skavikas will get a penalty kick. She got taken down in front of the net. She's got a chance to tie it up. And she does. So St. Mary's comes right back and ties it up. So that hole just disappeared. And it was 2 corner kicks for St. Mary's. One that they knocked home. One that Skabikas got knocked down in front of the net. Wound up with a penalty kick. And she's automatic with the penalty kicks. Knocked away by the defense. It skips off Fenwick, and it's going to go out of play. St. Mary's kept it in play. Knocked it up. Fenwick picked it off, and he knocked it into the Fenwick bench area. I think they said there was a player from Lynn that played. It was actually a player from Malden Catholic. He was here the other day from Lynn, playing for Malden Catholic. They let it go out of play. And Fenwick will kick it away. And St. Mary's makes a couple of substitutions. I think they told me Kabika is going to play at UMass. And she's got a scholarship, well deserved. She's an outstanding player. Her sister got a scholarship. She's playing in college. They were great together. They kick it upfield. And went out off St. Mary's. Looking to knock it deep. Too far ahead for Weber. Fiona Dunn gives it back to Echeverria. And her kick too far ahead goes out of play behind the St. Mary's bench area. It starts to get a little bit foggy here now. St. Mary's was trying to let it go out. It wouldn't. Now they kick it up and they kick it too deep. Bouncing around. Fenwick gets control. Skip past everybody. O'Connell knocks it deep. Popped up in the air, headed away. Kept to the near side. And off the side of the foot. Webb was trying to center it and shanked it off to the right and out of play. 10 minutes and counting left in this first half. Fenwick looked like they were rolling, leading 2-0. St. Mary's converted 2 corner kicks, one into a penalty kick, and got it back. And we're right where we started, dead even. Yemen Dan threw it behind the intended receiver. St. Mary's has to hustle back. Dipped ahead, Fenwick picked it off. Weber knocked it away. Skabikas hustles and keeps it in. Still battling, she came away with it. Tried to center it, she knocked it off Fenwick, and it'll be a corner kick. Great hustle by Sophie Skabikas. Coming from the near side. Skipped past everybody. Fenwick got a foot on it and knocked it away. Headed back. And Campbell has to come out and grab it. with a couple of blue shirts bearing down on her. O'Connell heads it away. Fenwick knocks it deep. They knock it too deep, it's going to go out of play. The rain has come back a little bit. Fenwick knocks it out. Boston knocks it upfield. They knock it deep. Fenwick's defense is back there to pick it off. Broken up. Deflects. O'Connell got a piece. Skips past again. That might be Fiona done breaking that up. Looking to center it. Fenwick got a head on it. Fenwick keeping it in. So there he's finally knocks it upfield. Aoumi knocks it up further. Skabikas knocks it deep. It looked like it bounced up and got Fenwick on the hand. As they blow the whistle, St. Mary's will get a free kick. So it was all Fenwick early. St. Mary's virtually gave the first one away, and they really gave away the second one as well. But then St. Mary's came back on two corner kicks. One that got tipped in, headed in, and then one that they knocked Skabikas down in front of the net. She got a penalty kick and knocked it home. And now St. Mary's is going to get a free kick. Skabikas will take it, not quite dead on, from about the 25-yard line. Now they're going to, right at the 25. A little bit of an angle. Now it puts up one member of a picket fence. Skabikas will get to kick it away. Line drives it, shot hop, put it right in the middle of the net. Campbell was able to block it, grab it quickly. Good bid by Skabikas, but Campbell got a good look and made the save. And we got a takedown. So we get another free kick coming from about the 45-yard line. They put it at midfield. Fiona Dunn playing catch with O'Connell. Fenwick winds up with it. Knocked loose. Blocked. Kicked away. Weber's pass is blocked. Deflecting to the middle. Skabikas left it. And now Skabikas with a cross-body block. Knocked Fenwick down. Fenwick will get the free kick. Fenwick waiting to make a few substitutions. Kick from their own 45-yard line. St. Mary's got a piece. Fenwick popped it up. It's loose. Skabikas knocks it away. Fenwick coming right back, pop it up. O'Connell knocks it away. Knocked further away. Skabika swung and missed. Fenwick looking for a shot. They take it. Couldn't get a lot on it. Just kind of dribbled it. That's where we were able to make the easy save. And she'll kick it away. Bounces by. Tipped and knocked away by Cameron Dunn. Down the far side, St. Mary's will let it go out of play. Now they'll make their three-person substitution. St. Mary's makes one. But after the final 2 minutes, that'll be kept on the field by the officials. And Sevilla, she kicks it away. And she kicked it out of play. Awumi kicks it away. Weber broke it up. Skabika's trying to knock it deep. Knocked away by St. Mary's, but it's going to go out. Went out off the Sessa. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So Fenwick got those two quick goals, one a giveaway. When he tried to let the ball roll to the goalie, Echeverria, and stepping in front was Julia Jin, who just had to knock it home easily. And then from a corner kick, it came in. Echeverria got a piece, couldn't control it. It hit the post, the crossbar. It bounced down. There were three blue shirts there. None of them could get a piece of it. And it bounced in the net to make it 2-0. But then a corner kick, we believe it was Elsie Lukens, got a head on it and knocked it in. The second corner kick for St. Mary's, Sophie Skabikas got knocked down in front of the net, got a penalty kick. She knocked it home and made it 2-2, and that's where we are. So St. Mary's spotted Fenwick 2. They come back and tied it up, and we're right back where we started, dead even. 2-2, St. Mary's and Fenwick at halftime. Well, we fixed the problem just in time to have Skabikas. And actually, she scored all three. She got the first one. She headed. We thought it was Lukens, but it was Skabikas heading in the first goal. And there's a shot. Great effort, falling down, going to the left, and just missed knocking that home. I think that was DeSessa. So I apologize for not getting back. My cameraman did a good job. So it's Skabikas with a hat trick. I got back just in time to see you score the goal to break the tie. St. Mary's has a few people. I mentioned that a couple of defensive plays by Awumi because I thought I saw number 12. But now they tell me that Awumi is out for the season. That's a huge loss for St. Mary's. She's a very good basketball player, too. That one's going to get knocked out of play. The rain has been just enough to be a pain in the neck. Out off Fenwick. So Fenwick got the first one. St. Mary's gave it away. They were chasing the ball down. The defender was going to let it roll to Echeverria, and it was rolling very, very slowly. Echeverria came out, and just before she could get to the ball, Julia Jin said, "Thank you very much," and knocked it home. And then on the corner kick, it came from the far side. Everybody went up to get a piece of it. Echeverria got a hand on it, knocked it loose. It hit the crossbar, bounced down. It was between three blue shirts. Nobody could get to it. And we believe that it was Kamil Yanovsky who tapped it in. And that made it 2-0. St. Mary's got a corner kick finally. And out in front, Skabikas got a head on it and tapped it in. That made it 2-1. They got another corner kick. As Echeverria makes that save, that was going inside the far post. That was a very nice shot. And again, the numbers are impossible to pick up. But that was a very nice shot. Echeverria had to make a nice save. But the second corner kick, high in the air, everybody, and Fenwick took Skabikas down in front of the net, and that gave St. Mary's a penalty kick. Skabikas knocked it home. And then very early here in the second half, St. Mary's comes out, and Skabikas gets her third and gives St. Mary's a 1-goal lead. So now it's Fenwick that has to play catch-up. St. Mary's takes it away. Both players collided, but they let it go because it was both players involved. Skabikas knocks it deep. DeSessa hustling, and she got whacked. If that's in the zone, that's a penalty kick. It wasn't. It was just outside. But she got whacked. The defenders just took her down. So DeSessa got crunched. The official is right there. And they're giving the kick to Fenwick. I don't know what you have to do to blow the whistle and call a penalty. I'm not sure what the official's doing now. Skavikas is going out. I don't know if she said something to the official about not making the call, and the call went against her and she got a yellow card. That would be ridiculous. DeSessa got bombed. Skavikas must have said something to him about not making the call. That's hard to believe. Tefessa going all out, trying to save that from going out of bounds. Looked like she was going to. She got knocked down. It was a cross body block by Fenwick, taking her down. Skabikas went over to see if she was okay. And I'm assuming Skabikas said something to the official about not making the call. And he gave a yellow card to Skabikas and gave Fenwick the kick. Hard to believe. Broken up nicely by St. Mary's. Dave Cohen with that play. St. Mary's coming back down the far side. Push it, trying to get around and center it. Fenwick kicks it away. And gets knocked out by St. Mary's. That was an unbelievable call. They had to check and make sure the DeSessa was okay. That would have been a very nice block in football. Out off St. Mary's. Oh, it kept it in. And Samir's going to get called for a takedown. Bouncing ball off to the far side. Etcheverria handles it. And she'll kick it away. As we're 10 minutes into the second half. Fenwick gets it upfield. Blocked. And Samir's knocks it back the other way. Fenwick picks it off. Skips past Fenwick. Samir's finally knocked it out. O'Connell. She was trying to get around. The defender couldn't. Fenwick had it taken away from behind. They get it back. Trying to line up a shot. Couldn't get it. They finally get the shot. They knock it wide. Left behind the net. Out of play. Skavikas can come back in the game. blocked by Fenwick. Fenwick banged it out. They knocked it out off Lukens. Looking for the shot. Had to hurry it. Got it to the net. That's where it makes the easy save. She got a good look. And she'll kick it away. Bounces past midfield. Now we'll kick it into the St. Mary's bench area. And that's where the throw will come for the Lady Spartans. That bounced off. St. Mary's went out. St. Mary's played Swampscott here on Saturday, and we're very lucky to get away with a 0-0 tie. Swampscott had 2 inches away from scoring, one in the first half, one in the second half. Echeverria will come out, dive, fall on the ball, smother it, and she'll kick it away. And it looked like they'll be in trouble today, giving up 2 early goals and really giving them away. But they fought back after giving Fenwick 2. Skabikas has scored 3. And given St. Mary's the 1-goal lead here in the second half. Yeah, it goes out off St. Mary's. Now they're calling it off Fenwick. Everybody was going up the other way. And the official said, no, it goes the other way. And we're going to knock down. St. Mary's will get a kick from around the 25-yard line from just past their bench. Tough angle. Headed away by the defense nicely. Skabikas was behind the defender, hoping it got by her. She was looking to knock it home. It goes into the Fenwick bench area. Here he kicks it deep. It skipped right past Skabikas. Skabikas hustling. Throwing it out in front, just got tipped away. Shot, hit, popped straight up in the air. And that was the Cessa. That wasn't Skabikas with that great hustle. This is Skabikas trying to get the shot. As it blocked, it goes out. St. Mary's will get a corner kick. "15 minutes into the second half, St. Mary's leading at 3-2. And they make a substitution. Up in the air, it goes behind the net. Nobody had a chance to make a play. Just sailed right to the back part of the net. Fenwick will get to kick it away. Cameron Dunn knocked it upfield. DeSessa got a piece of it, trying to get around. And it gets knocked out. And St. Mary's will get the throw in. Alea throws it in. Skabikas trying to get around. Can't. They're going to call it off Skabikas. Headed up and out by Kaylee Alea. Blocked and taken away by Cameron Dunn nicely. Tips to the head, but too far. Good bid by Cameron Dunn. She took it away, made the pass. I think she's trying to send the Chesser in. And it goes out off St. Mary's. Fenwick will make a substitution. Knocked back. DeSessa looking for it. As he tried to keep it in. Fenwick blocked her and then got a foot on it. Fenwick knocked it out. St. Mary's is going to get a corner kick. Again, coming from the far side. St. Mary's couldn't do anything with it. They got it. But they blocked it, and it bounced away, and then St. Mary's trying to keep it in, but they couldn't. It went out. They knocked it up. They put it right in the lap of a St. Mary's player, but she was standing to the side of the net with her back to the net and really couldn't do anything with it. Cameron Dunn got a foot on it. By everybody. Knocked away by the defense. They get it to the near side. Trying to center it. It bounced by everybody and went to the side of the net. Campbell will grab it there and kick it away. Fenwick knocked it out. Now they're calling it off St. Mary's. Halfway through and counting. This second half, St. Mary's leading it 3-2 after being behind 2-0. Very early. Kick goes through. Solidly through and goes out of bounds. Echeverria gets to kick it away again. Booted deeper. Fenwick knocks it away. Knocked away by St. Mary's. And St. Mary's takes it away. She was trying to knock it deep to the near side, and it wound up going to the middle. Back checking by Cameron Dunn took it away. Skavikas knocks it high and deep. Campbell, way off to her left, will get it with the sister saying hello as she picked it up on a hop. DeCessa was right there, Olivia DeCessa. Knocked away. Knocked deep by Fenwick. Takes a funny hop. They block Fenwick away, but she gets the ball anyway. They blew the whistle. I don't know if they called the Fenwick player trying to get over the back of the St. Mary's defender. Because St. Mary's is going to get the free kick. Fenwick knocks it deep. They pick off the pass. Back checking by Cameron Dunn took it away. And she just saved it from going out. They pop it up. St. Mary's clears it away. DeCessa couldn't control it. Bounced up, hit her almost in the shoulder. Fenwick just keeps it in as St. Mary's picks it off. They knock it deep. Again, DeCessa couldn't control it. Took a tough hop. Off ahead. Knocked back upfield. Pops straight up in the air. Fenwick knocks it down. St. Mary's takes it away. And they're going to call St. Mary's for a little contact. Cameron Dunn can't believe it. 15 minutes and counting left in this one. St. Mary's leading it 3-2. Okay, coming from just inside the 30-yard line, almost straight away. They get it up. Perfect kick. It was right under the top crossbar. Echeverria went high in the air and grabbed it with two hands and picked it. That was going in. Almost a perfect kick. St. Mary's looking to get there down the far side. Couldn't get around the defense. They knocked it out. Yeah, with just over 14 minutes left in this second half, in this Catholic Central League battle, as I like to call it, Thanksgiving in September, St. Mary's leading Fenwick 3-2. We got a timeout down in the field. Out of the timeout, St. Mary's leading it 3-2 as we have just under 14 minutes left. In this Catholic Central League battle. St. Mary's playing this early season with missing several players, a couple of very good ones, and now they lose Awumi. Fenwick knocks it out. Fenwick knocks it out again. Again, the rain just enough to be a pain in the neck. Skabik just gets the shot. It goes wide left. She got around a couple of defenders, able to take that left-footed shot and drilled it, but got it just wide of from where she was shooting, the far post. From where we're sitting, the near post. Cameron done with it. Tipped it. Fenwick picked off the pass. Cameron done with another cross-body block. Knocked Fenwick down. Trying to get to the ball. Cameron doesn't take any prisoners. Knocked away nicely by St. Mary's. Popped straight up in the air. Dunn knocks it deep. Sessa couldn't get it. It took a big hop. They knock it deep, looking for a break. Fenwick is there. And they knock it wide. It was bouncing high. She had to get the kick off. There were 3 blue shirts chasing her. And she knocked it wide left. That's a big break for St. Mary's. And Sevilla kicks it away. It got picked off by Fenwick. Gets knocked deep. Skabik knocks it the other way. Knocked down by St. Mary's. Fenwick with the long lead pass. And his body's going down. And no call. I'm kind of surprised. That was awful close to being in the zone for a penalty kick. Maybe just outside. St. Mary's took the player down. I'm not sure what the official is doing now. He's pointing to somebody. He's telling one of the fans to leave the park. I think the fan got on him because he didn't make that call when a collision. And I haven't seen that in all the years I've been doing this. He stopped the game and told the fan, get out of the park. And now he's coming over to talk to somebody. I'm not sure what that was all about. He walked over, leaned low against the stands, and then said, let's go. Echeverria will kick it away. That was kind of crazy. I used to umpire softball games many, many years ago. And the one thing I always thought was, I have enough trouble worrying about what's happening on the field with the players. The last thing I need is to get into a conversation or a battle with a fan. And that's what this official just did. You're not even supposed to hear those people. You're supposed to be paying attention to the game. Somehow, that fan said something, he heard it, and he pointed and said, hold up, we're not going until he gets out. And the fan, I don't know if he left, he went under the stands. He might have even come back. I don't know if the official would even know. But it's kind of crazy. With the coaches and the players being on you, kind of tough to have a time with a fan. Ten minutes and counting left in a 3-2 game. St. Mary's leading after falling behind 2-0. St. Mary's couldn't let it go out of play. It wasn't going to go out of play. They get it up. They knock it back upfield, and it gets knocked out, deflected by Fenwick. And St. Mary's will get the throw in. Lead pass. Fenwick has numbers. Can't get the shot off. Nice defense. Fenwick trying to control. And it went out. I don't know how this official could say that went out. He was just inside midfield. That ball was on the end line, almost 50 yards away. I mean, St. Mary's will accept the call. I don't know how we could tell that ball was over the line. Skavikas knocks it deep. Fenwick knocks it deeper. Pop straight up in the air. And Mary's going to let it go out of play. Connell, Allaire, Fiona Dunn. I think the other one is Kaylee Johnson. As we got St. Mary's getting knocked down. Those four I mentioned have been outstanding defensively. Except for that one giveaway very early on. It goes out off St. Mary's. Fenwick in a rush. St. Mary's blocks it and knocks it out. Mary's knocks it upfield. And very good hustle. They went and got it. They knock it deep. Campbell will play it with the Sessa bearing down on her and boots it away. And it goes high, wide, and out of play. St. Mary's with the throw-in. And it goes out. Off Fenwick into the St. Mary's bench area. Throw-in will come right there for the Lady Spartans. Fenwick knocks it out again. Fenwick collects, looking to get it upfield. St. Mary's broke it up. Cameron Dunn knocks it back the other way. Hustling to Sesser again. Trying to center it. Fenwick knocks it away. And they knock it upfield. Cameron Dunn takes it away and knocks it way out of play. So in the final 5 minutes, it'll be kept on the field by the official. Yo. Yo. Someone kicks it away. Just saving it. It was Lukens, and now they said it went out off Fenwick. Knocked away. Fenwick trying to get around, looked to get a shot. Defense, O'Connell headed it away, and it's going to go out. Time winding down, and they're calling it off Fenwick. The clock is now the enemy for Fenwick as they trail it 3-2. They led 2-0 early. Watch St. Mary's, and especially Sophie Skabikis, scored 3 in a row. 2 in the first half. She's got the only goal here in the second half. Trying to knock it deep. The defense is there to knock it away. Fenwick trying to beat the clock and at least get a point here. St. Mary's looking to get the ball down in the Fenwick end. They do now. Fenwick hustling. And they let it go out of play. That's to Sesser again. She's working hard. Headed away up, back upfield by Lukens. Cameron Dunn. And I guess they said hit her in the hand. And they blew the whistle because the Fenwick player went down. And they're coming out to look at her. So very late here in this second half, St. Mary's leading at 3-2. Fenwick got an easy goal and St. Mary's gave it away. Julia Chin said thank you, knocked it home off a giveaway, and then off a corner kick, bouncing around. We believe it was Camille Yanofsky knocking it home, making it 2-0. Then off a corner kick for St. Mary's, Skabikis got a head on it, knocked it in on the second corner kick. Skabikis got knocked down, she got a penalty kick, she knocked it home to tie it. And then here in this second half, Skabikis got the only goal to make it 3-2, and that's where we are. Skabikis is going to get to kick it away. She carries it and gets grabbed and pulled down. So she was looking for a free kick. Now she's going to get one. And St. Mary's is doing what they want to do, keeping it in the Fenwick end. Fenwick can't score if it's down here. And they need a goal with time running out. As she was looking to make the kick, the Fenwick player ran up to block it. Skavikas knocked it off the crossbar. A perfect kick, dead center, over the head of Campbell, and it hit the crossbar and bounced out. She almost got number 4. They let it go out off Fenwick. A perfect kick by Skavikas right to the middle, over the head of the goaltender, hit the crossbar and bounced out. And again, there can't be a lot of time left in this one. And they blow the whistle. So this Thanksgiving game in September between these two arch rivals looked like it was going to be all Fenwick because they scored the first 2 goals early, took a 2-0 lead. Skavikas took care of that. She got 2 in the first half, including a penalty kick, and then got a third, getting a hat trick, get the 3rd goal in the second half, and that was the winner as St. Mary's overcomes the 2-0 deficit. They score 3 straight goals to win the game in this arch rival competition, Catholic Central League. So Skavikas with 3, Julia Jin and Camille Yanofsky got the two for Fenwick. Fenwick didn't really come close in the second half. And it was St. Mary's territorial-wise. They got the 1 goal, and they win it by a score of 3-2 in this arch enemy battle, as I call it, Thanksgiving in September. So Fenwick will go to 4-3-1. St. Mary's will go to 4-2-1 as Skavikas gets a hat trick and leads St. Mary's to the win 3-2 over Fenwick. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.